'Tis I, Marinara Man. 'Tis I. Hey everyone, glad to see you back, glad to see you looking fresh. So finally, after many delays and much waiting, Godzilla vs. Kong finally exists, and I was so excited to finally be able to sit down and watch this thing. Unfortunately not in the theater because of everything happening, but hey, one of the pros of HBO Max, I feel like I say that in every video, is that it's here, and I get to watch it at home. Starting off, I should say that immediately going into the film, I was on Team Godzilla. I'm a huge Godzilla fan. I've seen every movie he's in, every variant. Obviously, King Kong is super important too. It's not like I walked into this hating the big guy, but I was obviously Team Godzilla going into it. I think a lot of people were too. I feel like Godzilla had it in the bag going in, but that was just my opinion walking into the thing. Obviously, no spoilers. I'm not going to tell you who won. That would suck. Why would I do that? So the film is obviously about the two guys duking it out, and it's honestly pretty good about that part. Anytime someone gets hit on either side, you really feel the weight of it. I think it's very easy for movies like this to get weightless, where something this big, it kind of feels like nothing matters, like things will knock over and things will clash without any weight behind it. But honestly, the sound effects and everything around it really made it feel like these two titans were clashing, and it was so good to have that in this movie. That was like the biggest thing to have right, and it was done right. Obviously, I wanted more. I feel like every time there's a versus movie, I always want more of the versus part, because I feel like these are the only movies that get away with titling their movie that people don't call them out on as much as that, oh, the versus is what we're here to see. We're here to see Godzilla versus Kong. We're here to see Batman versus Superman. We're here to see Freddy versus Jason. That's the part we're here to see. To have that part be not the biggest part of the movie, it feels a little silly considering other movies have massive fight scenes that's such a large part of their runtime. Not to say this is a short fight. It's a pretty solid fight. Probably like a quarter of the movie is about the fighting. The rest of the time is filled with a lot of human characters, which I think are okay. A lot of people are giving them a lot of crap, but they're okay. Being a Godzilla fan, I've seen a lot of characters come and go. A lot of human characters that I can't name and don't remember. But I'm just kind of used to it at this point. I kind of expected it. When it comes to this kind of thing, obviously Kong has a better track record of more memorable characters, but Godzilla doesn't, and this is half his film too. But like, it kind of isn't. It's a weird point, is that this is much more of a Kong movie than it is a Godzilla movie, which I feel like it could have balanced it more 50-50. Kong's definitely in the movie more. He has more to do. He has a journey, where Godzilla is definitely this force of nature like he always is his antagonistic character, which is kind of cool to see in this new modern take, because in the last two, he was definitely the hero. So it's cool to see him be the villain again. Godzilla kills it as the villain, whereas King Kong has always been this kind of sympathetic character, and having him as the villain obviously wouldn't work as well. Gushing aside, there are some problems with this movie. It's not perfect. I wish it was perfect. Wouldn't that be the greatest thing if this is the best film of the year? But it's not. Unfortunately, it has a few issues, such as the biggest thing for me was the music. Godzilla, for instance, has a very iconic theme, which I would sing for you if I knew how to sing. But I'm not going to do that. You know the theme. If you don't know the theme, just look up Godzilla theme and you'll know. Where it was remade for the last movie, King of the Monsters, so I don't get why it wasn't used again in this one. The theme update was so well done, and it was used in Shin Godzilla, which is the 2016 one. So, there's a modern version of his theme, so I don't get why they didn't use it. I mean, Kong obviously has great music from his past, too. I felt really disappointed in the music department. These iconic themes weren't used again, and the last movie did have them. I don't know why it wasn't carried through. That's another problem I have with the MonsterVerse as a whole. These movies feel very disconnected, where obviously every cinematic universe doesn't need to have movies exactly bleed into the next one, kind of like Marvel does. It doesn't need to have a ton of characters overlap, but when it is trying to build up this kind of universe, having connected points other than just characters and locations is important, because it connects themes and connects emotions throughout the scenes. So to have Godzilla 2014, have Godzilla King of the Monsters, and now Godzilla vs. Kong have three completely different sets of music, they feel a little disjointed as a complete set. Now, obviously, Godzilla is the same guy. He feels the same. through most of it. This one he feels a little different again because I said he was the villain, but the music really should have been what it was in the last one, and I don't know why it wasn't. Another disappointment, I feel like this movie is weirdly paced at some points. It has different storylines, has different things it's trying to set up throughout the thing that you can't really cut out. It ramps up on one storyline, which is like the important like A plot, and then the B plot, which is like stuff with Millie Bobby Brown. It's fine. Again, obviously is important for the whole story, but it's not the best stuff in the movie. And it would always come immediately after like a really important scene, a really exciting scene, and I would immediately catch myself like whipping my phone out and checking like my notifications, and I like don't like to do that in movies, but that's just kind of how I felt. I'm like, oh, okay, I can take a break for a second. It felt like a pause in the whole movie, which obviously it shouldn't feel like that, and that's not a great way to look at it. Overall, this movie really knows what it is. It really knows not to take itself too seriously. It really knows when to go all out on the big CGI fights, and it knows when to slow down a little bit and let you take a breather. I wish it was a little better. I wish it was paced a little better. I wish the music was better. I'm hoping that this isn't the last movie in this MonsterVerse, but I haven't heard anything about more coming out, because I remember when 2014 Godzilla happened, it was like, oh, that was just kind of it. And then it slowly ramped up that, oh, there's a Kong movie coming, and there's a Godzilla, and they're going to fight. And it's like, oh, heck yeah. I can't wait to see that. But there's more monsters in this universe that I hope we get to see more of. There's more monsters that exist in the world that I hope to see more of. There's more crossovers that could happen. There's obviously, like, the last big kaiju crossover that has never happened would be Godzilla and Gamera. And then there's Pacific Rim and Godzilla crossover, which I don't think that'll happen ever. It'd be kind of cool if it did, but I don't know. This is the crazy thing, is like, imagine if Pacific Rim, Godzilla, King Kong, and Gamera were all in the same. I don't know how they would do that. There's been crazy crossover like that in the past, though. But to think of, like, that'd be absolutely, what would the plot even be? It's 4 different backstories that you'd have to try to shuffle, and it's, I don't know. I feel like just keep it simple. Godzilla versus Gamera would be pretty cool, though. That'd be pretty cool. But this might be it for the MonsterVerse. What a weird set of movies overall. A weird 4-film collection. The honest is pretty good. It's pretty good the whole way through. Nothing like perfect. Honestly, it's pretty cool to see Godzilla still kicking it in the modern age and having good movies still. And so I'm excited to see what could become of this. But for this movie, I'm gonna give it a nice soft score of 8 out of 10. A pretty like even 8 out of 10. Not like a strong like almost 9 or a weak almost 7. Like, it's a pretty like middle of the road, nice and middle of the road 8 out of 10. It's great. It's great at what it is and what it's trying to do. Obviously, don't go into this expecting some intellectual kind of thing where, I mean, Godzilla's had that before, and he's had more serious stories before, and it's been a downer. The King Kong stories have been classic and told over and over again as well. This isn't the best of either of their franchises, however, it's still really fun the whole way through, as crossovers should be. Overall, crossovers are cool, and this movie's cool, and like I said, I hope to see more of it. I hope to see more of these characters. As always, if you like this, make sure you like this, and I will see you at some point.
Marinara Man. Marinara Man. Marinara Man.